What's more, are you up for the brutal honesty? There's evidence to suggest that humans can't tell the difference between the truth and falsehoods. Even with the aid of modern technologies, our prospects remain unchanged. The results of a 2009 research in the Journal of Forensic Sciences indicated that a technique known as voice stress analysis was no better than guessing. The Prime Minister's formal letter of notification was delivered in Brussels on 29 March 2017. It included withdrawal from the European Atomic Energy Community. The letter recognised that consequences for the UK of leaving the EU included loss of influence over the rules that affect the European economy, and UK companies trading within the EU aligning with rules agreed by institutions of which the UK would no longer be part. It proposed agreeing to 7 principles for the conduct of the withdrawal negotiation. Irons are used to iron clothes, sheets, and curtains. Electric irons have temperature settings: hot, warm, cool, and permanent press. Some clothes are permanent press and require only a light touch-up with a warm iron. Others are made from materials that wrinkle easily and need to be pressed with a hot iron.
Starting with the alphabet, there's an issue. Making an English spelling system out of Latin letters is like putting together a kid's playhouse out of an IKEA office set, since the two languages don't share exactly the same set of sounds. There's a tendency for people to misinterpret each other and themselves when it comes to love. A closer examination of our mind's unconscious processes, however, reveals that they really make sense.
Building blocks and tools are essential in engineering. To get real-world outcomes, one must apply math and science to real-world circumstances and challenges. This category includes a wide range of technical subjects that cut across engineering specialties and include several aspects of mathematics and science. Chemosignals are a useful tool for researchers to better understand how the brains of mice create social memories and what happens when these activities go awry. In the future, scientists may be able to better understand how autism affects people's capacity to recognize others or their ability to interact socially.
Because they don't have access to mice, domestic cats who are primarily indoors are less likely to hunt than their outdoor counterparts. Feline moms teach their kittens how to hunt by showing them how to kill animals in the wild. As a result, you may watch domestic cats playing with the mouse they catch, or they may bring it to you to be killed.
This apartment complex houses a large number of households. Each apartment is self-contained, with its own kitchen, living area, bathroom, and bedrooms. Some units have one bedroom, while others have two. The first-floor apartments have patios, whereas the flats on the other stories have balconies. They're all equipped with air conditioning. The Prime Minister's formal letter of notification was delivered in Brussels on 29 March 2017. It included withdrawal from the European Atomic Energy Community. The letter recognised that consequences for the UK of leaving the EU included loss of influence over the rules that affect the European economy, and UK companies trading within the EU aligning with rules agreed by institutions of which the UK would no longer be part. It proposed agreeing to 7 principles for the conduct of the withdrawal negotiation. Acknowledging that global warming should be limited to 1.5 degrees Celsius as soon possible, a long-term focus on low-carbon energy, 5-year action plans that reflect the changing climate, and assistance to countries that have done little to cause climate change but are most at risk from it are all elements of such an agreement.
One of the biggest threats to many countries' economy is currency fraud. Demonetization and introduction of new money is now being implemented by countries to combat counterfeiting.
Even when capitalism triumphed, most peasants continued to rely on their own resources and be dubious of the value of money. They now had to contend with a centralized imperial authority that collected taxes more effectively, gave landlords more power, and gradually reduced traditional peasant rights to land and product.
As a beginning point for diplomacy, it is essential to understand that globalization demands and necessitates bridges and the elimination of obstacles. When it comes to a containment strategy in this age of fiber optic cable, jumbo jets, and satellite dishes, it's challenging. It is impossible to rule out exceptions, such as Iraq's genocidal regime and Burma's military dictatorship, which have consistently refused to engage in conversation despite several opportunities to do so. Critical thinking necessitates the participation of at least two people.
Many people in the ancient world believed that swans were exclusively white until the discovery of Australia. This unquestionable conviction was backed up by plenty of data. There may have been a few ornithologists who were surprised by the appearance of the first black swan, but that is not the story's relevance. Wetlands along the shore are vital to both the ecology and the economy. Natural resources can be found in wetlands. Filtering is a crucial function of these devices. The runoff water retains surplus nutrients and some contaminants as it travels across the area. During dry spells, they keep the water flowing. Many people rely on groundwater for their daily water intake. Soil erosion is prevented as floodwaters are absorbed by these natural sponges. They protect the structures from falling during heavy rains by preventing flooding. Floodwater may be stored for 60 days in the hardwood riparian wetlands of the Mississippi River.
Because of a number of historical factors, the South refused to recognize Lincoln as their president. Because of their desire for greater independence from the North, Southerners fought to defend their constitutional rights. They thought the electoral process was unfair. They also feared that their own rights would be overlooked or restricted. As a result of this, the Southern states were split apart and the Civil War was sparked. Some species of dolphins, whales, and porpoises are more social than others. Because a species adapts its way of existence to its surroundings, this is a variable that is highly dependent on environmental factors. Grouping together helps dolphins locate food, breed, and learn new things. They are also safer since dolphins are able to warn each other of potential dangers.
Minerals containing silicon and oxygen make up the majority of rocks, as they are the most prevalent elements in Earth's crust. Igneous, sedimentary, and metamorphic rock are the three main types. There are many different types of igneous rocks that may be found in the Earth's crust. Particles settle out of water or air and form sedimentary rocks. When heat or pressure is applied to an existing rock, it is transformed into metamorphic rock.
Playing basketball has numerous physical and mental advantages. Basketball is an excellent sport for improving players' cardiovascular health. A healthy heart lowers the chances of developing heart disease later in life. Basketball's strong physical demand is essential for athletes to burn calories and lose body fat. Basketball also strengthens bones by causing regular muscular friction against them.